Welcome to Brunettes Who Bitch, where the sports are hot, the takes are hotter, and we don't hold back because life's too short to sugarcoat anything. Welcome back to Brunettes Who Bitch. I'm Katie, and today we're going to be diving into the world of friendships. Yay! Sound clap. I don't know. I'll edit something in later. I don't know.
You have to make it like a Big Time Rush episode where they have sound effects for everything. Yeah, exactly. You get it.
Real? Yeah. Okay. We're going to be talking about the friendships we've had, the ones that survived, the ones that got tested, and of course, those that were fumbled. Today's episode is all about the drama, the bonds, and the unfiltered takes on navigating friendships in the fan base and beyond. And we're not alone today. We're joined by some of our favorite people. You say if we want to just introduce ourselves very briefly, we'll go further into detail in a minute.
My name is Maddie. Hello, everybody. I'm the outlier in the group. I'm a Bruins fan. Don't know why I'm here. Because my friends love me. But anyways.
My name is China.
I forget. That's her intro. That's it right there.
The way you like actually turned around as if you were going to see them.
Because where did I come from?
That's her intro, guys.
Oh.
That's it.
This isn't Zoom. This is a different thing that I don't know.
Oh my god. I'm
Okay.
Abby. Oh. I'm Abby. I'm a Nico Heischer enthusiast. And that's all I'm going to say for now.
I didn't introduce.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well,
It's
yeah,
just-
we'll talk a little bit more about ourselves, but that's the brief.
That's the gist.
Yeah, that's the gist. Okay, Ashley, take it away.
All right, let's rewind a bit. Let's talk about how we all met, because it's a little more wild than you think. I mean, what was the thing that first brought us all together? So before I talk about the group that's here right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about my friend Sam, who you guys met last week. We've been friends for over 10 years, but there was a 2-year hiatus in between our friendship. And there's a lot of drama, so stay tuned because we're going to get into that later. And as for this group that's here right now, me and Kate are actually the first ones that met. And we met on TikTok.
Yes, I commented on one of your TikToks, it's been almost 2 years.
It has been almost 2 years.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah, I commented
me on Instagram.
No, here's how it worked. I found you on I found you on TikTok, commented on your TikTok, and then I think I DM'd you on TikTok, and then you were like, "Oh, like this is my Instagram. We can chat more there." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I later on, yeah, I was scrolling through, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, wait, I follow her on TikTok," and so I was like, "I might as well follow her on Twitter too." And then for months, I think we DM'd through Twitter. All the time, and then we met up at a game.
Literally opening night.
Yeah, opening night
of last season.
And we literally got each other's phone numbers, but still continued to DM through Twitter.
It'd be like
then
that.
we were like, wait, we can just text each other. And then it kind of just grew from there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I met Lauren.
My favorite part about our friendship story.
Is she over here for me, or for you?
I'm thinking you're actually in the corner.
Oh, I don't know right now.
The other way.
My favorite part about our friendship story is literally the fact that I flew to New Jersey for Hughes Bowl. I stood 2 people away from both Ashley and Kate and had no clue that they were there.
So you're probably in the background of some of our photos, and
you guys are in my pictures.
She's literally
in my videos.
She's on the guardrail.
Yeah.
Where they walk out.
There was 2 people in between us and then me.
Oh.
And
So,
I remember
behind
standing
us,
waiting.
or
I was standing.
So we were on the glass.
Yeah.
And it was up against the stairs.
Okay, right on the tunnel.
Yes.
I literally remember standing there, and I happened to look down, and I looked at Ashley, and I was like, She looks familiar. Like, I feel like I know her somehow. Did not clue in until, like, later that week when we were DMing. And I was like, oh, yeah, I was at that game. And I was right by the tunnel. And she was like, oh, so was I. And I was like, huh?
I love the impersonation.
That wasn't an accurate representation of, you know. But that's my favorite part of the story. And then we met a month later, and it was like, we've been friends our entire lives.
Yeah.
Literally.
Wasn't it for the stadium series that you? Because I was gonna say I remember being there for like not like I didn't meet you that weekend, but I remember Ashley being like, Quinn Hughes is in New Jersey, and I'm like,
Yeah,
"The
because I
fuck?"
brought her the little Canadian exclusive Funko Pop. Everybody was so
Yeah.
confused. They were
I
like,
was
what are they
so
talking about
confused.
Quinn's here?
I was like, since when the fuck is Quinn Hughes coming to New Jersey?
That was literally everybody's reaction. It's fine.
Yeah. And then I met Lauren through Ashley, obviously. Mutual friends, and now whenever we both can't sleep at night, we're like, hey.
Hey, bestie. Literally me when I was
I just
dying on
remember
my
I always
bathroom
get text
floor.
and you're like, I know you're up. And I'm like, you're right.
I do the
Every
same thing.
time.
I do
If
the
I
same
can't
thing.
sleep, I text Kate because I know Kate's up.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
And then China came into the mix.
She was shockingly sleeping last night, so
That's surprising.
I left her be. I didn't text her because she was like, I'm tired.
China came into the mix through the bracelet.
The
Bestie?
bracelet, yeah.
Is that where you came from?
Because I DM'd you about the jean jacket. I was like, I need
Yes.
and I still don't have one, but we can talk about that later.
That's okay, me either.
But yeah, and then I'm trying to think. And then I met Kate because I think I was at a game with Ashley.
Me and Kate are quite literally
Yeah.
attached at the hip when we're at games together.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how. I don't have a good memory.
Well, so Kate brought Abby and Maddie.
Yeah, to opening
Maddie
night.
into our friend group from opening night.
I
And
said,
they've
come
been part of it.
here. I didn't really give you guys a choice.
No.
Had no choice. She said, "You're all."
I said, you guys are just part of the friend group now.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I'll start off with how I met Abby first. She actually commented on one of my TikToks about, it was over a year ago now, and it was about how I was going to Hughes Bowl, but you were going to the game before against the Blackhawks.
Mhm.
And like we were like randomly chatting, blah blah blah, and then we both found out that we went to the same college, and we had been at the same like college game, like a couple months or like a year ago prior.
So I think
And we were like, oh
met-
my god, like I can see myself in that video that you posted. I thought that was crazy.
So my cousin sent me your TikTok. I commented on it. We had literal conversations in your comment section.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as one does, I stalked your TikTok because.
Yeah.
And then I saw you went to the whiteout game the season before that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I was there behind you. And we were like, oh, okay.
It was so funny because I was like, what?
We've all definitely like probably seen each other in passing before actually meeting each other. Like we've all been to games where we're like, oh, I was at that one. So you're probably
100%.
right behind me.
100%.
Yeah.
Hughes Bowl.
And then 2 months later, we were both like, oh, the same game, but just a different season. Are you going to that game? Yes.
Yep.
Meet you there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saved you a seat, didn't I? I'm always chronically early to those games, so I was like, oh my gosh, like I'll save you a seat, and you were like, I've got a couple of friends with me, and I was like, I'll save them seats too, okay. And so I was like putting like shit on all of the chairs, and then I was just kind of like standing there, and then I saw you walking down, and I was like, okay, perfect.
She's doing the
Worked out
power
very well.
stance.
Yeah.
That
I was like, okay, nobody can come through this way, like I'm blocking them, and I was like, I'm gonna put my jacket on all these chairs and all that. But yeah. And then Madison or Maddie, how I can't call you Maddie, I just call you Madison.
It
I don't
doesn't
know why.
matter.
Maddie
I
either.
honestly,
She's always been Madison to me.
yeah, I honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like I'm growing out of Maddie. Like I'm at that age where I'm like, okay, like my name is Madison, I should go by Madison. You know what I mean?
Which is
Mhm.
fair.
Like-
I also
That's how I feel about my name too.
I can't call Kate Katie though.
Yeah.
That's real. I only call her Kate. I've never called her Katie.
Or
I
Kath.
can call her Katie.
I only call her Catherine when Luke scores a goal.
I was literally talking about how the legal name comes out, and I'm like, oh gosh. And that's how I know. It's if my name starts out, if it's Kate in lowercase letters, I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then if it like changes to like all caps and I still haven't responded, that's when Catherine comes in, and I'm like,
You know, the next step is going to be Catherine Thomas, right?
yeah, just don't put my middle name in there because I'll be like, oh god. That
I don't even
I
think I
only
know
get
your
called
middle
my
name,
full legal name. I'll tell it to you another time. Okay.
Slay.
But anyways, then I met Madison through okay. I feel like I met you on TikTok first because I posted during the playoffs. This might be a completely different person that I'm thinking about, but I posted a video of me being like, I'm on my way to see my husband. And it was Jack Hughes on the screen during playoffs. And then I think you remade it with a Bruins player.
Was
that you or
I did. No, I
Was
have
that
a
you?
feeling I did. I think that I did.
Because I remember,
on.
like,
Was
this
it
is
John
gonna sound so
Beecher?
fucking creepy, but I remember the color of your
it
room.
probably wasn't
Or
at
Matt.
that time.
That's
No,
very
it-
creepy.
I literally, I was like,
jumps
this is gonna sound
around,
so creepy,
so-
but I remember the color of your room. But yeah, and then, so I was like
Yeah.
working for a little bit, and then I would see you on Twitter most of the time, and then this was probably like what, like June-ish, that you had tweeted something. I don't remember. Hold up.
Yeah,
might have been
it
like,
was in the summer. It was like right after
Yeah.
the season ended. I was like, yes,
yeah.
Luke Hughes.
And you were like, I think I'm gonna enter my Luke Hughes era. And there was a couple of like your Bruins mutuals that were like,
They're
don't
like,
do it.
"No."
And there was just me going, yes, 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 please do it, please do
A
it.
lot
And
of
I was
my
like, you
Bruins-
won't
a lot of
regret
my Bruins
it.
mutuals were like, please don't do that. I was like, why? Like, what is it? What's the harm? Please.
Exactly.
Like, don't do it.
You
I was
just-
like,
you're-
there's no harm in this. It's not hurting you, I promise.
Yeah. Plus, like, I get to talk about him with more people.
I love that. Don't you love having a person to talk about your player with?
Yeah,
I love that.
exactly.
It's
And it's
the
not like
best feeling ever.
Yes.
Katie.
Like, I know that some
I know
people get
exactly what
pretty-
you mean.
I know some people get pretty territorial over their players every now and then, but I'm
Like,
also
I get
like,
it. No, I get it.
right,
But at
like
the
I
time-
get it, but if I can talk about my favorite player as much
then
as
I'm
I
gonna eat
want,
that shit up. I'm gonna eat it up.
literally,
Eat it up.
yeah, eat it up. Okay, so
That's
now that
so
we've
funny
kind of,
because like me and Lauren, obviously, like Nico has been our favorite forever, and we're just like we both love him, and that's it. And then Abby came, and we're like, oh, the three of us love him, and like no, like,
Literally.
no, you can't like him. He's my favorite. Like that's not here. That's not how this.
You
friendship
never
is.
say that.
I
That's
like
not how
I
we
respect
approach it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like how
Katie?
every now and then Madison will send something Nico related into the group chat, and we'll just be like, yeah, and you're like, yeah, yeah.
No, like I'm starting to see the hype with some of them, and I'm like, yes.
I will
There
say,
was one edit. There was one edit of Nico Heischer on my For You page, and I sent it to Katie and Abby. I can't go into it. There was one with him, and I was like, next question.
I will say, here's my hot take of the night, I guess.
Uh-oh.
I wish we could gatekeep Nico because 2 years ago, nobody was a Nico Heischer fan. They were all Jack Hughes fans, and now everybody's a Nico Heischer fan.
Can they all go back to being Jack Hughes fans, please?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Go.
That's my point.
No,
Yeah.
I love how like distinctly like none of us like if you were to ask any of us who's your favorite devil, none of us would say Jack Hughes first.
No.
Ask who the least favorite is, and Ashley would.
Jack Hughes is my least favorite player in the NHL.
That's the C.
I wouldn't go that far. I feel like there's far worse than Jack.
Chris
He's, like,
Kreider.
halfway.
Chris Kreider has a punchable face.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
I have
And
so
Brad
many
Marchand looks like a rat. Sorry, Madison.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, him and
But
the
I
Pepsi
love
sponsor
to
today,
hate.
I was like, yes.
I love to hate Jack Hughes.
We know you do.
Yeah.
We know, yeah.
Somebody's gotta knock his
feel
ego down a little bit.
I feel that way about like some of my Bruins players. I'm like, I look at you and I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like, you ever look at a player and you're like, you're dumb. Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I have examples. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to think
I'm gonna pull
of
up receipts.
who every now and I mean, I
receipts,
want to
please
say
Like,
that
look
it's
at
probably
this guy.
Jack that we say that.
You
Oh yeah,
look
what the fuck
stupid.
was that? I was on Instagram the other day.
What
And
a deodorant ad.
what an ad! What, like, how did he like get involved with that?
I don't even know who that was.
That was
Not
Me
anyway.
It was too blurry. I couldn't see it.
Yeah,
I'm
like, I don't
chronically
know.
online, so I knew exactly who it was as soon as you were like. I was like, oh yeah, he's holding deodorant in his hand too.
Yeah.
And then there was a video of him spraying it on his feet. I was like, put those
Oh my
dogs
God.
away.
This
For free
this
is
is why
crazy.
hate is our trend. Is our
I
trend
said,
finder.
listen. I said,
I'm
listen.
literally like, oh, we
Chuck,
can do
get
this.
that
We can do
bag.
this.
Ashley, did you do
Like,
that
look
trend
at
that you
this.
sent me today?
No.
Like, how
Hi,
dumb
Mason
are you?
Lorai.
Hey, I knew who that was.
Sheila. I wonder why. My Sheila.
Oh my gosh,
Little
wait.
Sheila.
Wait, I just remembered another reason why like we got closer was because I had posted my selfie with him and
Yes.
you were like, I love him. And so we were like messaging throughout the playoffs because I was like, oh my gosh, a Mason goal in the playoffs.
She posted that picture and I went, oh my God, he looks so good. So I went, oh my God.
I
was
remember
like,
the day that she texted the group chat and was like, guys, I was at this concert and I just ran into Mason and we were like, huh?
I
What?
love the backstory to
who?
that because I literally like whenever I tell people I was literally coming back from changing my tampon, they're like, "Oh," I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
was my exact
TMI, but
Okay, so we all know fandoms can get a little heated, whether it's a team rivalry or those late night debates over who's better in the league. Friendships within a fan base are basically a sport in itself. So, what's the wildest thing that happened in our friend group because of sports? Well, we started a TikTok account, a joint TikTok account based on women in sports and our love for hockey. So, if any of
Right.
you want to just kind of talk about that and go for it, go for it.
I feel like the most wild thing about it is that, like, at any given moment, the six of us are not ever in the same room. Like,
Yeah,
but we
no.
still have the content coming out that we have coming out, and we're able to put together, like, I think it's entertaining. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but, like, we're able to run, like, a somewhat successful TikTok and successful Instagram and have fun with it. And, like, whether it's, you know, three of us going to Buffalo like we did, or some of you guys in Jersey and whatever, like, it just does well.
Abby and I
it's
in Montreal this week.
literally, like,
Don't
it
remind
just
me.
Look out for that content.
I think it's impressive
Madison.
that we have what we have.
Madison,
even
yes,
though we're so far apart, you know.
Madison's waiting very patiently, guys.
Yes,
she's like-
Madison.
And I love how like we can all like still be friends and like I'm not gonna get mad like I like love you guys. Like I'm like gonna be so happy that you're going to games. I'm gonna be so happy that you're getting to hang out. Like, am I gonna be a little jealous? Yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, mood. I feel that all the time.
So,
I'm the
I
furthest
haven't-
one away from the Devils, so like I
That's
don't
true.
get there as often as I'd like to.
I'm going to shout out China on this one because every time, like, I was on Neil's podcast and I was like, okay, all of us next. And she's like, girl, shut up and enjoy your success first. And, like, that's what's really cool about our friend group is there's no jealousy here. We're all, like, clapping for each other. We all want all of us to succeed. And I love that about our friend group.
Which I feel like is so rare in friendships nowadays because, like, I don't know. It's just like so rare for somebody to be like hyping you up 24/7 and for somebody to be like sharing your like celebrations with you. Like, I'm going to be so happy for any of you guys. If any of you guys are going to meet a player after, I'm going to be so happy for you. I'm going to be hyping you up. I'm going to be like, yeah. And
I
I'm
literally
always
just
here
tell
to
everybody to
support
tell them I
Delusion.
say hello.
Literally me. That's exactly what
I'm
I
like,
say too.
just give Nico a high five for me, you know, give Jack a little shoulder shove. Like, just let him know I'm here.
I distinctly said, I was like, if I run into Jack Hughes in the streets of Montreal, I'm immediately FaceTiming the group chat.
As
And
you
like,
should.
I'm like, I expect like most of you to answer.
If you
I
get a
will
random
answer.
FaceTime call from me and Katie,
Goodbye.
Ashley
Alright,
will pick up and hang up.
I will
I'm gonna know
walk
if
out of
it's
my
important.
classroom.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, I know you," and be like, "Actually, you don't."
Bye.
We're gonna gaslight you. Back to like the whole TikTok account.
You actually talk about the name a little bit.
Yes, I
Kate.
am the one who came up with the name.
Woo!
I'm
She
so
ate,
cute. I
she
feel like
ate.
Harry Styles coming up with the name One Direction.
She is our Harry
He's
Styles.
the Harry Styles of barn burners.
It's real.
Hey.
I want to be Niall.
Okay.
Please let me be Niall.
Okay, perfect. So I kind of wanted to come up with a name that wasn't like particularly like, you know, used a lot, because like a lot of people, they have the word hockey in their username. They have like a player's name, blah blah blah. Obviously, like it's centered around hockey and we do mention a specific team a lot, but like we also like can go into other topics of the sport without being like, oh my gosh, we can only post about this team, blah blah blah. But I
Yeah, like-
wanted it to be something that like hockey fans would understand the reference. And then I was also like, obviously it's run by a group of girls, so I want that to also be known based off of the username. So I was like, whenever like there's a good game going on, people call it a barn burner. And I was like, wait, if we get some beautiful girls, I was like, how can I make this like roll off the tongue? And I was like, Barn Burner Beauties, say less. And hence,
I love that it's an
the name was born.
alliteration too. Though you
Yeah.
have like the triple B,
BBB.
basically.
Exactly. So I really enjoy the fact that we're able to like still consistently make content regardless of like if there's actual games going on. But I've noticed that like before this current season we were kind of just like posting whatever. And then I posted something. It was the night after home opener and Luke Hughes wasn't playing. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like like this would be such a funny idea." And so I was like going through the videos and it's that video of Maddie going, "You!" And then it turns to Luke and I was like, "I got to add a sound effect." And then I wake
ding
up the
gets
next
me
morning.
every time.
Yeah.
I literally laugh. I still
I
laugh
know.
every time I watch it.
Like I
It's
posted
so
that
funny.
with like the expectation that maybe like 200 people were going to see it, and I was like, yeah, like I don't really care. I'm just kind of posting because I enjoy like creating this stuff and I feel like other people might, but if they don't, like I'm not going to be upset about it, obviously.
Right.
Bro, that
But-
blew up.
When I woke up
Did
and
not
like
stop for days.
I
I don't
literally
know
like
why.
because it was so funny. Like there was that one it was like BR open ice or something. They
Yeah.
commented on it and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
I was like, okay, like
yeah.
I'm
But I
glad
just
you
remember,
guys
like,
find me
waking up-
hilarious.
Yeah. Literally. But I
And
just remember
wants to know
waking up
how
the
many
next
views
morning.
That's
And, like-
at, it's at 196,000.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That video
It's
literally
crazy.
popped off.
0.6. Don't forget the 0.6.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget the
yeah.
0.6
No.
people.
Guys,
Everyone
I love
say thank you, Madison, and thank you, Luke Hughes, for being injured because we were able to
No,
make some
no,
content out of
I-
it.
Realistically, just
posting
thank you to
on
everybody
TikTok.
that like follows our content, like
Yeah.
and enjoys it and has fun with it,
Shout
because
out,
we have
shout
fun
out.
making it, and we're lucky to have a group that we have here to be able to make it. So like, shout out to you guys, and shameless plug, follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Same.
So I think that when that blew up, that was our like, okay, like we're gonna do
Should
this.
do this.
Yeah.
And then that's when I posted the Jack video.
Which
The
Yeah.
fact that it's
Also
you
blew
that posted the Jack video is the best part.
it's so funny.
I
But-
knew you did his views, okay?
I can't
knows
blame you
what the
because
people want.
there is a
Anything with
specific
Jack
video.
Hughes gets you views.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because at that moment I didn't know Ashley that well, so I didn't know that she didn't like Jack Hughes. I was like, oh, she likes Jack Hughes.
No.
So funny.
No, she does not.
I had met Ashley once, and we hardly talked during that game because there was just so much going on.
Mhm.
Knew nothing about you. She loves Jack Hughes after that video. I was wrong.
Each of us have our own style of content, and I feel like that gets seen really well through our TikTok. Like, you kind of know who's posting for the most part based on which type of a post it is.
It's never me.
I never post.
No, it's very rarely me, but that's only because I don't use TikTok often.
I'm like, I can't relate.
I don't really know what to post. I don't really know what to post because I don't want to start posting Bruins content on there and be like,
we want you
to go for it. Post it.
Grow the fan base.
Anything that I post goes through Ashley first. I always send it to her and I'm like, okay, pick one, and then you gotta help me caption this, and then I'll post it.
I don't know. Exactly. I love like when you guys just randomly post because I never know what you guys are gonna post, and then I see it and I'm like, ah.
I'm a shameless plug on Facebook the other day, like, hey.
That made me giggle a little bit, not gonna lie.
It was very real though, honestly.
Very great place to post those kinds of things.
No, because I was like, this is gonna reach like my parents and like my 2 aunts and uncles, and then
my mom and my mom's friends who follow me. That's it.
I'm like, this is not gonna get any traction from it, but you know what? Hey,
it's fun to post.
It's worth a shot.
We want all demographics.
Okay. All right, let's wrap things up with some rapid fire questions. I'm going to throw some at you guys, and you got to answer quick. Ready?
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Are these questions about us, or is it just like a general trivia? Like
friendship-related questions.
Okay. I'm scared.
You can just ask the question and then answer it yourself. Never mind. Shut up.
Okay, redo that in the chat.
All right, go.
Who's the friend you'd trust to manage your fantasy league?
Yeah.
I would have to go with Lauren because I feel like she does a lot of stats.
Thanks, Kate.
I'd go with Ashley. Ashley seems like she knows what she's talking about.
Real.
Because it's most certainly not me, if anybody picks me. So. Okay.
I was gonna say, okay, we're going off of who would be the best.
Who you would trust to manage your.
Because I was gonna say me and Katie have similar because I remember we both have Paul Carter, but that's probably not a good. So I'm gonna say Ashley. Like we go off of vibe. Me and Katie go off of vibes.
Literally.
And I need like that.
That's real. It would probably either be. It would depend on like the sport. If it was hockey, I would say Kate, solely off the vibes. You know, she would pick all the vibes. But any other sport, it would 100% be Ashley because she pays more attention than I do. So
yeah,
have at it, girlfriend.
I'd probably also say Ashley.
So what you're hearing here is Ashley's in charge of everybody's fantasy team except for Kate's. I'm in charge of Kate's.
So if I can't be in charge of my own, it would be Lauren.
I don't know.
Can you?
Like China sideways. Hello.
She's a spinning.
I feel like I have a secret weapon with managing fantasy teams because I have my brother who he is like insane. So he's my secret weapon when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for the next one?
Yes.
I asked this question to Kate earlier, and we were laughing because we can't. It's like it varies.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
So, who's the best trash talker in the group?
Oh, it's not me. Like,
I mean,
if you're talking about Jack Hughes, it's Ashley.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends.
I was gonna say, I feel like since I can't say myself, I definitely have to say Ashley. But like, I will give myself a little, pat on the shoulder because I have some pretty good comebacks every now and then.
You do.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Kate too, because Kate has her moments where she can just she does not play. She's like
she does not.
She doesn't play.
if
if I'm like upset and if I need to like vent, like she's gonna like trash talk with me. Like
She matches
It's
the
true.
energy.
Oh my god.
Trying to keep spinning sideways.
How about who can't work their phone?
Yeah.
Unanimous
I'm also
vote.
gonna go with Kate.
Oh my god, you guys are making me blush.
I would pick
It's
Kate
like,
too.
yes, I'm
Kate's
a
got the
bitch.
comeback.
No, literally.
I'd probably pick Kate. The things you say are so like unhinged and funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
where
That's
did
the
that
thing.
come
It's-
from?
It's unhinged, it's out
My
of pocket,
mind.
and it
And
My
we
mind.
support it. We support it.
If it's Jack Hughes, then Ashley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
it's about Jack Hughes.
Yes.
Like, who's the best at trash talking their own team?
Unless it's Devil's Game Day, because she has to compliment him.
Yes.
Guys,
She
it
could only
works.
insult him on their
It
days
did work.
off.
It worked.
It does work. That's what, 2 for 2 now?
That's 2 for 2. And they were both master classes. He was at the top of the stats list games.
Mhm. You're welcome, Jack Hughes.
So
You really
you're-
screwed yourself there, girl.
You're Jack Hughes' biggest hater, but you're his good luck charm, is what I'm hearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hope you see this, Jack.
So basically, I'm a huge bitch, but
Yep. But we still love you.
But-
We still
but like
love you.
I can't hate on Jack Hughes the way that Ashley can. So it
That's
depends on the context. But literally the other day at work, I was like spitting off some funny jokes, and my coworkers were like, "Damn!" And I go, "I know, I'm being a huge bitch today." And they were like, "I mean, you're not wrong." I was like, "I know, like I'm not denying it."
I was literally texting Kate about something, and I said, I have to compliment Jack Hughes, and that's how you all got that text.
Yeah.
Like,
You-
mid-conversation.
We said that, and then immediately I just get the notification in Barn Burners, and I'm like, yeah.
There it is.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever stopped talking to a friend over a team rivalry?
I mean, not necessarily. One of my freshman roommates was a Rangers fan, and I kind of just like didn't talk about hockey with her, which was really hard because we went to a college for hockey. But like, I don't know. So like, I mean, I'm not friends with her anymore because she was weird. But hopefully she doesn't
that's
see that. Like, hey.
Clock it.
I mean, I have
This
her
is why
blocked on
we're called
everything.
Brunettes
So.
Who Bitch, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I have not. My manager is actually a Rangers fan, and we just like to talk shit to each other. So
I have not. Outside of this group, I really like all of my other friends are like sports. What is that? Like they have no allegiance to anything. And I'm like, okay.
Real.
No allegiance.
Slay.
Must be nice.
I'm trying to convert that to Devils fan.
That's real.
Yeah, as you should. Lauren?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was because of like sports, but like I did get really annoyed with somebody, and it was kind of the tipping point because they called me 7 times in 6.5 hours while I was sitting at a Devils game, and I just was like, this is the tipping point. Like we're no, I can't do this. And honestly, the first red flag should have been the Penguins fan thing, but like
what was the reason that they were calling you though?
Yeah.
So it was a guy that I was seeing, and
Okay.
I have not. My boyfriend is a Rangers fan.
That's so crazy.
Don't look at me.
Anyway.
shout out Nick.
Seriously, shout out. Nick took me to my first Devil game at Prudential Center, so forever
Slay.
as a
We
Rangers
love
fan.
Nick.
See, we love a guy that's not like.
Marty Brodeur is still
Oh.
better than Lundqvist, though.
Period.
I hope he can hear my
love-
laptop from upstairs because I kicked him out.
We love a guy that's not like. You ruined hockey for me. Because that's a crazy take.
He's
It is a
also
crazy
not-
take. Hot take. That's a crazy take.
He's also not like a die hard, I'm not going to date you because you're a Devils fan.
Yeah.
If he was like that, we probably wouldn't be together.
Yeah, that's
Just gonna
fair.
put that out there. But he's very supportive, obviously, because he bought me one of my Nico Hischier jerseys, took me to a game.
We love a supportive
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Aw.
We'll convert him into a Devils fan eventually.
I'm trying, I promise.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
Trying so hard.
Slowly but
Convert Gage
surely.
into a Devils fan. We convert anyone into a Devils fan.
Exactly.
I'm convinced we have Gage like at the tipping point.
Mhm.
Gage is secretly a Devils fan, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Right.
I'm taking him to the Ranger Devils game, and I'm gonna be like, "You're literally a Devils fan."
Mhm.
Yeah. It'd be like, what do
I
you
told
mean?
him
You're
he
not
has to wear a
Rangers
Devils
fan.
jersey.
All right, are we ready?
There's the catch.
I
We
forgot
told
what
him
There's the
I'm
catch.
not
Going
doing
anymore.
questions. We've been on this for so long.
Yeah.
All right, who's the most dramatic after a loss?
Oh.
I have my
There's
answer.
only one answer here. There's
mean-
only one correct answer.
I feel like we have to say Madison.
It's Madison. And we love you for it, I
The
promise.
walk of shame down the stairs at Prudential.
Like,
That was
okay.
so
The
funny.
text we get in the group chat, like, guys, we're cooked.
Okay, hear me out. My team has
Hear me
literally
out.
had the worst. My team has had the worst season. I'm not going to sit here and defend them. I literally walked into Prudential with the mindset that I was going to lose. I knew it was going to happen.
You know it's
I-
bad
and-
when.
I distinctly
everybody-
remember that we were.
Okay.
It was like after the Bruins. I mean, the Bruins only scored one
The
goal.
one goal that they scored.
You literally turned to us and you go, "Don't worry, like the Bruins can never hold a lead, so you guys are gonna get this back." And then we
Exactly.
scored 5 goals after that.
That's okay. I did that at Madison Square Garden too last week. We were up 2-1 or like 2-0, and I literally stood up and there was this other fan in my section. I was like, let's go. And then I turned to everybody that was a Rangers fan in my section. I said, don't worry, not going to last long. We're going to lose. If you go into an away arena with the mindset that you're going to lose because you know your team is absolute garbage this year,
Me last year.
nobody is ever going to pour a beer on you. Nobody's ever going to chirp you. Like, I was shocked when I was in Madison Square Garden and nobody chirped me. I was shocked. I was making friends with Rangers fans.
Yeah, they're
I
not
was
gonna
making
care.
Terrified to go to MSG, honestly.
Like, genuinely, like, somebody, like, tapped me on the back and they're like, I'm really rooting for you. And I was like, thank you so much, but my team's going to lose. Like, I, like, no, and, like, I'm not, like, I wouldn't say dramatic. Like, sometimes I can be at times, but, like, that loss, I was like, I knew we were going to lose. And I was like, you know what? Walk of shame because my team sucks.
Really.
Like,
But then you got
Okay.
to meet Dawson afterwards, so it's fine. You
like
made it
I
none
got
happen.
to
of
be
us are
Dawson, my
really-
Shayla.
I feel like none of us are really dramatic.
No, just
No.
not.
Like,
Yeah, no.
we're all like, we lost. It sucks. Sometimes Maddie and Katie are a little dramatic, but that's okay. with us.
I'm dramatic, but not when it comes to like losing a hockey game. Like I have my moments, but it's not really. I don't cry really over hockey. The only time that I cried over hockey was last season when, like, every single one of my friends were at the Bruins Maple Leafs game, and Trent Frederick scored, and I like bawled my eyes out because at that point he was my player, and I was like, are
Me
you
when
kidding me?
Nico
Like,
got
all
his
my
hat
friends
trick
were-
and I couldn't even watch the fucking game.
like
I
all
was
my
crying
friends were in
after the
attendance.
game.
And it was because I had a class that had met twice on campus during the semester, and it was at night. And of course, it was that night. I was so upset. I literally bawled my eyes out. I was so mad.
I won't lie. It was the playoffs in 2023. Yes. So here's the thing. At that point, I was still kind of like rooting for the Bruins in the playoffs because I was like, oh, like that's family, whatever. But I was also, primarily
That's-
rooting for the Devils. But I was also like, yeah, like I hope the Bruins beat whoever they're playing because who are they playing first? Florida. Oh my God. Because I also can't stand Florida. So I was like, fuck Florida. Like, you beat them. Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember game 7 of the Bruins game. I was in my chair at home. And I think it went to overtime or something like that. I just remember
Probably.
sobbing. not because they lost, but because it was Bergeron's last game and everyone was like hugging him afterwards. I was a
Yeah.
sobbing mess. And then the Devils game 7 of round 1 was the next day. And I was like, guys, if the Devils don't like go on to round 2, I might kill myself. Like, and then they like went on to round 2 and I was like, okay, perfect. And then game 5 rolls around. A mess. I literally walked out of my bedroom sobbing and I collapsed on the floor in front of my parents and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I go, "The Devils just got eliminated."
You guys want to see something funny? Hold up.
Yeah, I can't say that I haven't cried over. That was the only time I cried over hockey because I literally cried at the Devils Bruins game after warm-ups.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't gonna bring it up, girl. I was gonna be like,
that wasn't necessarily like game related.
Okay, guys, this was me.
Johnny Beecher was being a dick that day.
This was me the day that the Devils got kicked out of the playoffs that year. I was watching Nico's interview. Okay, and like you know how I feel about sad Nico. That was literally me, like clutching my iPad, just like weeping.
Yeah, I know that I have a couple of TikToks up
full blown, just depressing.
There's one TikTok that I posted where I literally there's that one audio from the Vampire Diaries where I was like, I can't do this. There's nothing left for me. That was so funny. Anyways, who was next? Anyone else?
I think we all agree it was Madison, so we're moving.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement.
Sorry,
I'm just a crybaby. It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong. You're just dedicated.
We love being in tune with our emotions.
Exactly.
That's what I'm learning in therapy, that crying a lot isn't a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
You're just in tune. Yeah,
Okay.
like my 2025 crying log.
That's real. I do that too. I have a notes app for every time I cry. It's called Crybaby, though.
See, I don't have a notes app. I just take a selfie on Snapchat and save it to my memories every time.
Yep.
People are like, why did you take a selfie of you crying? And I was like, don't ask questions. Like, I cried on Saturday because there was a baby bunny in the road, and I felt bad because it looked so scared. And then I cried yesterday because, like, why would you make me stay at work for 11 and a half hours just to leave me less than a 20% tip? Fuck you.
Because
Anyways.
I know I definitely have a picture of me crying when Vitek Vanacek got traded.
And that's valid, honestly.
That's gonna be me when Trent Frederick gets traded.
That was
we all remember how I was when Holtz got traded. That was a day.
Yep.
I was
going
in
through it.
I was in
I cried over
shambles.
Colin Miller.
Yeah.
On the streets in Hoboken.
I teared up a little bit over the Toffoli trade too, because I was like, "That's Uncle.
That
Like
made
he
me
was supposed to be in Jersey for the rest of his career, but now he's in San Jose with the 2 baby sharks,
He
so
has
it's fine."
kids, so it's fine now.
Yeah.
I definitely teared up with Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith sneak. Remember him? Crazy.
Yeah. I remember when the him signing with another team got announced, and I was like, "We need to check on China." I immediately texted you.
I have a message. I probably have a message.
You were like, "No, I'm not."
Okay. Would you rather
Uh-oh.
have box seats with your enemies
Ooh.
or nosebleeds with your besties?
Is that even a question?
Nosebleeds all day.
We're talking like MSG, like skybox where you can barely see.
Honestly, okay, so like the box seats are like the suites, right?
Yeah.
I would rather have the nosebleeds with my friends. It feels like a vibe up there.
I would rather have the nosebleeds too, because at least
Yeah.
even though you can't really see anything, you're gonna have fun.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rather than having
That's
to
how it
refrain
was,
from
yeah.
shoving a cupcake in someone's face or throwing them out of the suite.
You don't want to sit with the Rangers fans. The fuck? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No thanks.
I feel like if I had to be in a box with my enemies, y'all know who would be in there, and I would not be having a good time.
That's actually real. There'd be a lot of
same.
problems.
Mm-hmm.
We'd end up because some of us would end up in the same suite anyways.
Rip.
So, like, we won't talk about that.
Anywho.
Okay, I know my answer to this, and I'm sure you all know my answer to this, which is ironic, but which athlete do you irrationally defend no matter what?
I defend Luke Hughes with every breath I take. Like I'm like, he is
She
just a
does.
boy. He is just a boy. He messes up, he turns over the puck. It's fine. Like professional athletes make mistakes. He is human. But like another
Child.
team will do that and I'll be like, "Ha, you suck." But so Luke Hughes first, and then obviously Brett Pesci because like it's actually concerning how obsessed with Brett Pesci I've become within a matter of like a month. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Me
And
with
then
Kobe.
the third one, oh, I think it depends on the day.
It does depend on the day because I feel like you have 3 at all times, but it depends
Yeah.
on
Right now, my
Right, yeah,
third
go ahead.
would probably be Jake Allen. But like it's never the goalie's
Real.
fault. It's
Real.
never the goalie's fault. And I think that's why I'm like, that's my third, because every single time like somebody's like, "Oh, Jake Allen is letting in some goals." And I'm like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
We love you, Jake Allen. Jake
We're
Allen
big
fan
Jake
club.
Allen stand over here.
Yeah.
I'm just creating a fan club for every single player on the team, and then
Okay, but maybe if they played defense in front of him, we wouldn't have to have a fan club for him.
yeah, exactly. But like, I also need to defend the defenseman in front of him sometimes. I'm like, it's a vicious circle, a vicious
It's a
cycle
vicious
for me.
cycle, okay? It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's
They'll
fine.
be like, "Wait, but you just said this," and I'll be like, "But like, I." Anyways, Madison's turn.
Madison.
One thing about me is I'm gonna defend Mason Lowry till the end of the earth. That's my
real.
guy. Literally, I can't stand. He's a very streaky player, but you have to remember that he started playing defense his sophomore year of high school. He has not been playing defense since he was 3 years old, like half of the NHL. More like most of the NHL. I will defend him till the day that I die. Mason Lowry and I are like this. We're like,
It's real.
anyways, and I'm not going to say John Beecher because John has had a less
No,
than
you shit on him a
ideal
lot, so you
season.
can't.
One thing about me is like, I'm not one of those people, like, okay, this sounds crazy, but like, I'm not one of those people, like, I'm going to hype him up even though he sucks. Like, I'm not going to do that. I hate when people don't understand that, like, if your player sucks, they suck. That's like, I can't say anything because Mason Lowry, obviously, but like, whatever. Like, John, I know John can do better. That's why I'm like, okay, like, what are you doing, Dad? Like, you could do better. And Matt Patra, I will go to the end of the earth for him too because he's just a baby.
I was
I'll die
literally
on
gonna
this
say
hill.
he's just a boy.
Okay.
He's just
China.
a baby. That's my oomph.
It's real. It's real. I support it. China.
Thank you.
I'm defending Timo Meyer till the day I die.
Real.
Just Meyer till the day you die.
I
We know that.
respect it.
Everyone's like, he's not putting up points. I'm like, but he's doing things. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
He's being a playmaker. He's behind the scenes. He's not on the score sheet, but he is the heart and soul
Real.
of
Right.
half the team.
Real.
Slay.
Lauren?
I mean, I'm not like very vocal on Twitter defending people, but like if I needed to be, it would be Nico, obviously. I'm a really big
Right.
PD defender, and he's not in the NHL yet, but I defend Easton Cowan a lot too. I feel like, especially during juniors, because I feel like a lot of people picked on him, and I was like, can we remember this boy is literally like 18 years old? Like, relax.
Yeah.
So
That's me with
I
Poppy.
feel like
Poppy's only 20.
those three are like my people. Those would be the three that you might see me defending.
Abby?
Usually it's privately to Ashley, but
Nico Heischer always.
Mhm.
I feel like Quinn Hughes is part of that too.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's no longer on the team, but Vitek Danacek, and I don't talk about him enough anymore. But he was my emotional support player when he was on the Devils, and I will always defend him. Always.
You know who else I'll defend till the day I die? Curtis fucking Lazar. I love that man.
Yeah. He can do no wrong.
Real.
Ashley knows how much I love him.
He's just a chill guy.
Okay. So Who do I irrationally defend online?
Surprisingly, Jack Hughes.
Jack Hughes.
Like you're
Also-
his number one
also,
op, but you're
not
also his number one
irrationally.
defender.
I was gonna say not irrationally, Nolan.
Oh, 100%, yes.
No, but Nolan defends it. Nolan deserves the defense half of the time because people
Yeah.
just don't get him.
Fair
But
enough.
I do truly like. I am a Jack Hughes defender, which makes no sense for how much I can't stand Jack Hughes.
But like, you don't like him for good reason, and then you defend him when people are calling him out on something he doesn't need to be called out on.
Because people call him one of the dumbest. They choose the dumbest hills to die on when it comes to Jack Hughes, and it drives me nuts. Hi, puppy.
Doggy.
Like, people are literally like, he's mean. He was. I've met this man multiple times. He's not once ever been
Same.
mean.
He's never been rude.
Maybe.
I mean, I've never met him, but I just know we'd vibe. In another life, we are all besties with him. But
So there are people supposedly talking shit online while waiting to meet him. The man is
do
weird.
that.
Why would he be nice to you?
Yeah. Personally, if I heard somebody talking shit about me and then they came up and like were like, "Oh, hey," I'd be like, "You're a cunt. Get away."
Distinctly.
Yeah, his reaction actually wasn't as bad as it could have been. But
He was
Yeah.
he was like, "It's so nice to see you again" to me. He was
Yeah.
so nice. So I'm like over here defending this man.
As you should.
And then I'm over here hating on him in the next breath, but it's fine.
But like
it's a balance.
it's the critique. It's more of like a critique that you give
I give
rather
him tough
than
love.
hate.
He gets a lot of tough love from me, and I think it's because I
Yeah.
hold him to a really high standard because he is a
Yeah.
first overall draft pick.
Exactly.
Which is
And I
real.
think he honestly like appreciates like people being like, "You can do better, but you're still a good player."
Like, I don't think you suck. I
I don't think you suck. I just think that you had a bad game.
Yeah, and we can admit that.
And the other problem with him is he plays in his head a lot.
He does.
Also, if we're not talking hockey, the other player I defend with my life who sucks and needs to just retire is DJ LeMahieu.
I was gonna say, are you gonna say DJ?
Of course I'm gonna say DJ. I love him.
Yeah, I don't watch any
If
other
we're not
sports.
talking hockey, I'll defend Joe Burrow till the day I die.
Oh,
But
him too. I will defend Joe Burrow with my last breath.
yeah.
Can I give like a really funny hot take?
Of course you can.
I hate seeing the specific hate on Travis Kelce.
Oh,
That's
me
like-
too.
He doesn't deserve all of the hate he's getting right now.
He gets a lot of hate simply because he's on the same team as Mahomes.
Yes.
Like that, and
Yeah.
all of these people come for him, like people that are Swifties, and then people who, hello,
They said yay 50s.
like the fake Swifties, and then also people who absolutely hate Taylor.
Yeah.
Like he gets a lot of unnecessary hate just because of who his girlfriend is and because of who his quarterback is, and
Mhm.
Because of the people he's associated with, yeah.
Yeah. Like if he
I
was
don't
on
think
any other
that's
team,
fair.
it wouldn't be like that.
No, not at all. All right.
Anyway.
Well, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for answering. Those are fun. We should do that again.
Yes, we should do that again.
And thanks for joining us.
Yes.
see you guys next time.
You're very welcome.
I was gonna say I'm just
Thank
gonna
you for having us.
It was a
Yeah.
pleasure. I loved being able to like talk about you guys.
Literally,
Obviously,
love
Follow
it.
my Instagram, follow my Twitter.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
gonna make
follow me.
sure
Shameless plug. I love it.
I'm gonna link everybody's socials in the description. So
Yeah, they'll all be
go
linked.
go check out their socials.
I would love to come back. Please and
because
thank
they're
you.
all
Heart hands.
phenomenal. Heart hands.
Oh, heart hands.
Mwah.
Come on, do the thing. That's what I wanted it to do. It's not doing it for me.
As you say, mine doesn't do it. I'm also
Yeah, not
only
gonna do
using
it.
one hand.
China's got it.
Yeah, yeah.
What the heck?
Okay, so we have covered the whole, friendships in fan bases, which I think is important. But I also think it's important to talk about the friendships that come out of actually playing sports and actually being part of a team. I spent probably about half my life now, I guess. It is about half my life playing on a travel team. From the age I was about 9 or 10, I started. And it's not always easy being on a team full of girls, like, because
you know, like little groups will form and cliques will form, and everybody kind of has their people that they gravitate to. But I always knew that like if there was ever a problem or I ever needed support, like my whole team would always be there for me, and I was very blessed to have the girls that I did. And like there were girls that came and went, and we had like new people come, and we had like, you know, old people like leave us and whatever. And you know, I'm still friends with every single one of them to this day. Like we all interact on social media or whatever. I have my little like over the last I think 4 or 5 years of like the time that I played, there was a group that was like if we were away at a tournament, the three of us were always together. Like we were in a room somewhere, or we were, you know, walking down the street to get McDonald's or whatever it was. Um and I'm still friends with them to this day. Like I literally go to church with one of them. I see her every weekend. They're like my sisters, but not my sisters. And I think that like playing sports and having that team around you is like through your developmental years, it's important, and like it means a lot. And it's like having a girlhood, even though like it's separate of school, it's separate of everything going on there. For me, I had a lot that happened in elementary school and stuff. So for me, it was like somewhere separate of all of that I could go where I could escape and have fun with my friends that no one else knew, like from school for the most part. And it was just, you know, your teammates are your friends, and sports brings you those friends. And I think that it's great.
I played basketball, so I get it because I went to a Catholic school and we were all really a tight knit family. We're not friends anymore, but not because drama happened. Just
Yeah.
you grow up.
You grow apart. I mean,
Exactly.
there's girls that like I don't talk to every day, but I know that if like I text them, I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like it wouldn't be weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I still play. I still play in the summertime. I play in a co-ed league with a bunch of people that I knew through basketball and everything. And you know, we're always so excited to see each other. And like one of our favorite parts about it is actually finally getting to play against each other.
Mhm.
Because we spent so long playing together that we know how each other kind of like moves
Right.
and what they do and what they're good at. So we're always like, oh, like let's see if like we can stop them or we can, you know, challenge them or whatever. And like we always just have so much fun with it. And I mean, I even remember in high school when I was playing against some of them, because we all went to different high schools. You know, we would be trying to like run plays that were not correct because like we're so used to travel where it would be like, okay, like this girl's going to be over here, so I'm going to pass it over here, and distinctly not because it's not that team. So
I say I dabbled in basketball for 2 years, but then I didn't make the team.
I
my
dabbled.
JV year. I didn't make the team, and I was like, yeah, this honestly, I guess it's not the sport for me. But I did play soccer from 5th grade to 12th grade, so like, I understand like the whole like you're friends with the girls on the team during the season, but obviously when the season is over, you're not like as close as you were. But it's one of those things where like you'd see each other in the halls, or like I worked at a grocery store when I was in high school, and sometimes they would come in with their parents and they'd be like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey," and like I could probably see them nowadays and still be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And we'd still like probably get along fairly well.
Yeah.
It just gives you like a special bond that you don't really get outside of being a teammate with somebody. Like the bond that you build being a teammate as compared to just being a friend,
Yeah,
is so different. And like it doesn't make them not a friend, they're still your friend, but you also have another level of like trust there because you're teammates and you have to watch out for each other when you're playing.
exactly.
No, truly, you learn so many life lessons by playing sports, and we can do a whole episode on life lessons and sports, and I'm sure we will.
Real.
But like, I grew up playing basketball. I grew up surrounded by these people who would support me no matter what, and I love them for that. And I still love them, even though it's been years since I've really seen any of them, because I played till I was in high school.
Now, let's talk about the times we almost didn't make it. There's always that one argument, that one fumble that has you questioning everything. And I know that Ashley and Sam had a pretty big one that they'll tell you about.
So now here is the long-awaited 2-year hiatus. Very dramatic friendship that is Sam and I's 10-year tenure of a friendship. We grew up together in like the worst way possible.
I was 19, you were 21.
We were truly like, we struggled through hard friendships. We struggled through alcohol issues. We struggled through boyfriends. Like there was so much life going on. Because I was still dating the other one.
Oh my god.
I was in that mess of a relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, we really went through some shit together.
God, we really did, honestly.
That's crazy.
And when I say like we went through like, I think we went through all phases of our life. Like, so you're a toddler, you go through a certain phase, and then you're an adult phase, and then you in like the trauma phase. We went through like so many stages of our life through the span of, I don't even want to say 10 years because obviously
it's really
it's been like 5, 6
5.
years since then. So through the span of like 5-ish years,
we just went through a lot. There was a lot of growing up.
straight up, so much growth has happened. And during that time, we did stop talking because of me. I will get into that in a second. I allowed it to happen. Here's the thing. From 2018 to 2019, I was not in a sane mental state. I was traumatized. I was literally within 2 manipulative relationships within that 1 year. Manipulation is my life during those times. And that's why when I met Matt during that, I couldn't do it because I was not sane.
Right.
But everything worked out. Like 2 years later, but even then, like, Matt knows everything, and I think he's the only person that I actually ever told everything to, besides you, but like you witnessed everything.
I was gonna say, I was just there for all of it.
He heard, you witnessed, and his friends experienced because his friends were, well, one of his friends was involved in a specific incident that low-key, I don't even want to say the word saved me because I don't think I was like in danger. Took me out of a situation that could have escalated into a very poor direction. No matter what, Matt was always playing a role in my life even before I met him.
It's like I was just gonna say, it's like the invisible string theory, the red string theory.
Yep, I'm convinced that's literally what it is.
So I guess we should talk about the boring part where we actually met and you thought I hated you.
Bro, okay. So I met Ashley because 2 groups merged. I was dating my ex and she was with her best friend's group, right? So ex friends group merged into one, and Ashley and I met there through like a house party.
And we were like the only females.
Yeah, so like we were like the girls of the friend group of everyone else.
So it's either like you two are going to get along or everyone's going to be miserable.
And I think because Ashley saw like a new face walking into the house, she gave the look of like
pure confusion.
Like, who the fuck is this walking into the house right now? Like, I don't know who you are. But so that's why I thought she didn't like me from the get-go, because she straight up gave me like the craziest confused resting bitch face. Like,
and it was just confusion because it was a new face.
And since we were like the only 2 girls that were consistently hanging out, we ended up becoming literally best friends. And like we literally
without them.
We did. We straight up took a trip to Texas, just us 2, for whatever freaking reason. So like 3 years into being like, or knowing each other and like developing a friendship, we decided just to book it to Texas because why the fuck not?
That's
so
crazy.
Like,
we really weren't even friends that long. And we were like, yeah, I need to go to Texas. You want to come with me?
Like, if you think about it, I feel like that trip really solidified like our friendship a little bit more.
100%.
Because like during that time, we were kind of getting out of a phase of like partying 24/7 every single weekend, because I was graduating college, you know, you were getting out of your job at Perkins, and it's just like we were all transitioning into like a different realm of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're in Texas, we're doing our thing, vice versa, and now I'm like, so once we got back from Texas, that's when shit really kind of hit the fan, and that's when Ashley started seeing the trauma of my life really peak. So when my ex and I ended it, it was extremely messy. I'm going to leave out all those details just to spare people the dramatics. And because of what I was dealing with, and it wasn't the best decision I've ever made at all, I truly regret it to this day. Like, you know when you say like, oh, do you have any regrets in your life? I jumped into another relationship like 2 months like right after it happened. And this is back when I was like 22 years old.
Yeah, your frontal lobe wasn't developed yet. And you were acting out of trauma. Like you were literally acting from a place of hurt and not a place of healed.
Yeah. So like with me jumping into that, he was, I don't even want to like say the word manipulated because I just think that he was just so fucking paranoid, but he was also a pathological liar.
Well, no, he was definitely manipulative.
Okay, because that's how you know my brain just doesn't remember. That whole thing was a blur.
He was a pathological liar.
1000%.
He sucked.
He just sucked. No,
Like,
he did.
He
Yeah.
told me so many things about me that weren't true, about like my life.
He would randomly text me when he's at the gym. He's like, "Oh my god, Ashley and so are at the gym together." I go, "Oh, like that's how it started."
And it's crazy because I've never gone to the gym with any like. Even when you guys were dating.
Yeah.
I've never gone to the gym with you. If I saw you at the gym, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, carry on and go do my thing."
But like even then, it's like he came around, he met you, he went to the goat opening. So like it's not like he didn't know who you are. It's not like he didn't meet you. He did, you know what I'm saying? Like he just had such weird intentions when he was telling me all these things. Be like, "Yo, why is Ashley with so and so?" I'm like, "Because they still are friends. Like you are still in that friend group that I'm not in anymore. So I can't tell you to not be friends with these people because these are, you know, who you were friends with before me. That's your loyalty. Your loyalty is not the person I dated. Your loyalty is your friend that we just happened to merge with." So I didn't understand that back then.
Right.
I was thinking more so like, no, your loyalty is to me. Like we did all this stuff together. We called each other's best friends. We took this trip. We did all this stuff. And I'm like, no, your loyalty should be to me.
Right. Like there was never malicious intent on my part because that was still my friend group. So like
exactly.
What was I supposed to do at that point? Be like, I can't be friends with any of you anymore.
Even then, during that time, because he was saying all this shit to me and he kept getting into my fucking head, I basically said, "You know what? I'm taking a step back. I can't do this anymore if you're friends with them or if you're hanging out with them and vice versa." Like I physically said, "I can't do this. I'm out." So I'm the person that basically said, "No more to this friendship." I think it was literally maybe like a month or two later.
It truly wasn't that, like, we didn't go this long.
No, it wasn't.
Speaking. I feel like we say it's like a 2-year hiatus, but it's not.
It's not. It's literally more like 2 months.
But there was just so much of a dramatic like rift happening between all of it, where we were still talking. It was just messy.
a little. And then like I think I just texted you. I'm going with the I texted you, "Can we meet up?" I'm going with that it was me that initiated it. Only because I feel like that's what happened because I know I was in the wrong. I know I was losing my friends and I wanted to like patch up the things that were breaking. It was awkward at first, but then once we really started getting into like the conversation of things,
it was we were great.
Yeah, because then you were able to see like my mental state at the time and like from what occurred to, let's say, going back to Matt's best friend that's in our bridal party, by the way. Do I want to say this? You know, getting involved with such person in a public place that stopped the escalation of a possible dispute. And I don't think I realized how much it impacted me, but when I speak it to somebody else, especially someone like Ashley, she really like saw it. She's like, "Oh fuck, it
was bad.
It makes sense." And I think that's the one thing that made the situation easier for us to, you know, squash whatever the fuck happened, or like, I don't want to say forget it, because clearly I feel like that shaped our friendship because we learned, or I learned from my mistakes.
We definitely learned from it. We've gotten a lot closer too.
Yeah. And I feel like just because of that perspective and what you have, it really helped shape our friendship to what it is now. But yeah, but like notice how like we removed ourselves from each of those situations, whether it be on my time, your time, like literally on our own terms. And now we're in a stronger friendship. literally in my bridal fucking party, and doing this together.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy how it all happened. So like we fumbled the bag. Well, I fumbled the bag a little bit.
We can blame both of us.
See, that's the crazy part where it's like, I knew you were going to say that. And at the end of the day, it's like, people are going to watch this and be like, shut the fuck up. It's not you, it's me.
You
99.9.
You reacted out of trauma. Like, you reacted out of a trauma response.
I really did. I really, and that's what, like, but that's what's really scared me when I started talking to Matt. It terrified me because I saw how the last 2 relationships ruined the friendships, or the other like the mental states that I had completely ruined everything for me. And I was like, this kid is too good that I can't ruin him. Right. And I was terrified of that.
Which is valid.
Terrified of that. And yeah, I think yeah. But like again, it's just really crazy how like it all freaking worked out, because 2 years later, Matt and I started talking again, and now we're engaged 2 years after that. 6 years ago, I met this kid, and I was coming out of an extreme trauma type of relationship. Trauma circle, I will say. Actually, that's what I'm going to use. Trauma circle. And me and you were just building a relationship back up. Like, we just kind of started scratching the surface of like, all right, let's try this again. Like,
we truly like, we were like, okay, we're gonna be friends again, and you're like, bam, I'm moving to Virginia.
But I really think that like sums up everything, unless I like missed something.
Yeah, you basically summed up our friendship, our drama.
A year ago this month, we hung out at a coffee shop. We basically said, all right, here on out, we're going to make a pact. Once a month.
Yeah, okay.
Then November hits. Oh my God, hey, I haven't seen you since February. And then...
we just have conflicting schedules.
No,
and seriously. It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, no, seriously, we really do.
We make it work. We make our friendship work, and that's really what's important. We didn't just give up when it got hard.
And I feel like this is also everyone these days, outside of like friendships, whether it be relationships, friendships, or even like in families. Effort is real. Effort is also very slim these days.
And you know, it's funny because like we're not asking for a lot of like a simple "Hey, how are you?"
And everyone thinks that you need to hang out with somebody in order for you guys to be friends. Like you can develop friendships through the social media. Like I can let you know right now, I can count on like one hand, like a group of girls that I have befriended because of social media. Do we talk every day? No. But if I see them, would I consider them one of my friends? Absolutely.
And you're not asking for like hard effort. It's truly like just making a simple gesture, make plans, tell them you miss them. If you're thinking about someone, text them. Like it's not
exactly
hard.
Like it's a two-way street, man. It's a two-way street. Like, moral of the story is no matter what you're going through, your friends will always come first. Your friends will always be there for you. No matter who you're dating, who you're breaking up with, who you're hanging around with, whether it be your college friends or childhood friends or people that you just met randomly throughout your life, like not one person is more important than the other. Whoever gives you the effort is equally as important as everyone else in your life, whether it be your family or your actual friends.
And it's okay to have hard conversations, and it's okay to communicate, and you should be putting effort in.
Oh, should be putting effort, all the effort, and just don't let a little boy. I'm going to use the boy. Not even going to say a man. Don't let a little boy get between you and your friends, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it's your friends will always be there for you at the end, no matter what. And some of these people are only in your life temporarily. So,
period. All right, now let's give it to Kate.
I do have my own little fumble. So a couple of years back, there was this one girl that I was friends with, and I found myself confiding in her about a very personal issue that I won't go into too deep of detail because it's very like hard topic to discuss. But basically I confided in this girl about my personal struggles, and she comforted me and was like reassuring me all this type of information, blah, blah, blah. And then I later found out that she basically turned around and was a complete hypocrite and said something that was very like detrimental to my recovery, my growth of sorts. And it that just was kind of like the thing that broke the straw that broke the camel's back, because there's just
Which is
something
valid.
about, yeah, like if I find out that how I've been like confiding in you and you turn around and say that, it just shows me that everything you said to me was not genuine, and it like I can't trust people who are not genuine with me about things that I struggle with. So
Sure.
it was a pretty big issue, and it kind of like even is still going on, because obviously there are just bits and pieces of my life where, I mean, obviously there's the whole like recovery isn't linear. Like I will see things, people will say things, and it'll bring me back, and it's just, yeah.
And
That's
fair.
yeah,
That's fair. And it
exactly.
sucks because she took something that you truly confided in her about, it seems, and
Yeah.
just completely disrespected you.
Exactly.
And that sucks because she was supposed to be like
One of my best friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of those people who you think they're going to be in your wedding one day, and then all of a sudden it's just like a huge smack to the face, and you're like, wow, like
Well,
I
it's
was
just like a
planning out.
it's a betrayal of trust is what it is, and it sucks.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
because
like
like you
know her because I'd punch her.
yeah, and I appreciate that, honestly. Yeah, but it's just one of
Real.
those things where like I was planning
like
out
her
my entire
kneecaps? I
future
hope
with her
not.
friendship in mind, and then obviously like now my future has a completely different course that I plan on taking. So
Isn't that crazy?
it is, because like even
Butterfly
like
effect.
yeah, I was about to say like brick by brick, you take one brick, the whole house crumbles. So like, wow, that was poetry. Not to like laugh at that, but like
It was good.
sometimes
It
I
was
amaze
good.
myself.
That was good.
Sorry, I'm just like eating a
Yeah.
snack. I'm so hungry.
No,
right
you're
now.
so good. In the last podcast, I was I was editing it, and you just see me like eating a chip like every 20 seconds, and I was like that's so obvious, but
It's
like I
like
also was so hungry. It's important for like people to also know that like friendships can survive the fallout. Like you can
Fallout, yeah.
repair, you can rehash, you can recover, and
That's
like
actually like the next segment.
oh my gosh, look at me go. What a perfect segue into this next topic.
Some friendships don't survive the fallout, but as you can see, Sam and I are still here. That friendship survived. So, how do we come back from those crazy moments? What do we do to keep the friendship strong even when sports or life almost wrecks it? Like, friendships obviously evolve, and as we get older, our friendships are changing because our lives are changing. So, our friendships are going to look different in all of those, but like, what we really need to talk about for keeping friendships alive is communication and hard conversations.
Yeah.
Like you'd rather have the hard conversation than lose the friendship sometimes.
Exactly.
Unless
Yeah.
there's disrespect or something. Like
Mhm.
I'd rather be able to sit down with one of you and be like, "Hey, you did this and it hurt my feelings."
Mhm.
Which I feel like we've had a couple of like conversations, and I like I would like I wouldn't even register that and I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm a terrible person. Like, let me fix this."
And
Sometimes
it's
she'll do it to me too. Don't feel bad. Like Ashley will call me out like, "Hey, like you're being an idiot," and I'm like, or
But like it's tough love.
every once in a while, I'll say something like, "Oh, it's my seasonal depression," or something dumb like that, and her therapist side will come out and she'll be like, "Bitch," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
my bad."
Yeah.
really
You're like,
because it's
no.
never anything serious. Like
It's always just like something stupid that we've
Oh,
said in
that's
passing
true.
or whatever, and we're like, "Hey,"
You're like, hey,
It's like,
Mhm.
hey,
don't do
maybe
that to yourself.
speak. Or
she's
hey,
constantly telling me to get the fuck over my anxiety. I can
I
tell you
keep
that.
wanting her to get out of her head a lot.
You're gonna have to tell me that later tonight too.
I know.
Like it helps us be better people too. It makes us more aware of what we're saying, right? Like to me, being like, "Oh, it's my seasonal depression," is a joke, right? But like it's not, and it is legitimately a thing, and it is like people struggle, and
Yeah.
to make light of it, there's like a line. There's a line. And I know that either, like, both of you are going to tell me when I cross it. So.
But I'd rather do that and risk having that conversation than being like, we're not friends.
Yeah, because if you don't, like, communicate, like, that issue, then a drift happens. And then if you don't continue to communicate it, then you just...
And I'm somebody who's really, like, you guys know this about me because I talk to you literally 24/7.
Yeah.
Even Sam, who I don't see in months, I talk to at least once a day. I'm really big on communication.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a bad day, tell me about it. If you're in a mood, tell me about it. I
do. She hears
so
all about it. I'll blow her phone up. Like,
I'm okay with that because, like,
and then
you're in a mood. Why are you in a mood? I already know why you're in a mood, so let's talk about it. Like, communication, have the hard conversations, and like, truly, this is gonna sound so, like, I don't know, therapy of me, but, like, truly not just listening to what the other person has to say, but hearing what they have to say. Because we all see things from our own perspective, so we're going to absorb what you're saying. We're going to absorb what you're saying from our perspectives when we really need to be listening to it and putting ourselves in the other person's shoes.
Exactly. The best thing that I ever heard someone say to me, and I need to get better at, like, putting it into practice, because people will, like, respond in a way that I feel is, like, not right, and then I'll be like, what the heck, and I'll get all, like, up about it. Someone once said to me, like, when you're in, like, an argument or you're in, like, a conversation and you're trying to get a point across, and someone, like, you feel like someone's not understanding you or something like that, like, ask them, like, how are you hearing me? Like, what are you hearing from me? Like, where is the miscommunication? Like, essentially that, right? And it kind of, like, resets my mind to be like, okay, like, I might be saying, like, 1 + 1 is 2, but they need me to say it 2 is equal to 1 + 1, right? Exactly. And another thing that someone told me was, like, when you have a problem in, like, a friendship, a relationship, or whatever, always remember that it's, like, not you two against each other. It's you two against a problem that you need to solve. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing for relationships, same thing on a team. It's never, like, truly you and this person are against each other. It should always be, like, say me and Kate were having an issue. It should never be me and Kate against each other. It should be me and Kate against this issue that's clearly causing an issue between us. Take a shot every time I say issue in this sentence.
I think I'd be on the floor. So there you have it. Friendships, whether they're in the fan base or out in the real world, are definitely complicated, but always worth it. You've got to have those tough talks, ride out the drama, and sometimes throw in a little humor to get through it. If you've been in a similar friendship drama, or if you've got your own sports-related fumbles, hit us up on our socials and share your stories. We want to hear all of it. As always, thanks for tuning into Brunettes Who Bitch. We'll be back soon with more bold takes and even bolder stories. We love you guys.
Heart hands.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow,
rate,
review.
Check out our little business card in the link and you'll find us on everything.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.